What is going on, guys? This is ITZ Pad Warning for TGN FPS, and this is the continuation of the last game that I posted, which was the domination gameplay. This is the third game of the 3 games I played against these kids, and again, I whooped them. I'm using the same setup, being my golden MP7 extended mag silencer with specialist perks being Assassin, Stalker, Blast Shield. I usually went steady aim on SMGs over Stalker, but I'm not 100% sure why. Anyways, this commentary is going to be very, very close to the chest, very close to the heart here. And it's, you know, everyone within, at least within their lifetime, everyone will experience this once, and that is a death, being in the family, being a pet, or like a best friend, girlfriend, boyfriend, distant relative that you don't see much, but you saw some of. And I'm saying this because as of yesterday, being, and I don't know why, but my brother's dog just came over and sat next to me now. Yesterday being the 10th, we had to put my dog, my purebred white German Shepherd, that came all the way here from Colorado, down due to cancer. And it was sudden, like, you know, around Christmas, she was doing fine, she was all energetic, she was normal, and she started having trouble breathing. She started not eating as much. She lost like 10 pounds in like 2 weeks. She started wheezing a lot, so my mom took the day off yesterday and brought her to the vet. Sit down. Calm down. She's my cat. Sit down. Sit down. She's not doing anything to you. Anyways, so my mom brought her to the vet, and they took some x-rays and stuff, and it turns out that she had cancer and it spread to her lungs. That's why she was having trouble breathing. So at this point, we had 2 options. We could either they were going to give us some steroids to help her with the breathing and make her feel comfortable, but we could bring her home and basically have her for, she said, anywhere from the next 1 to 3 days, and then she would most likely pass. Or we have had to make the difficult decision of putting her to sleep, and that's a decision we made. So we went over to the vet's office around like 3ish, and I didn't get home till about 6. So you know we were in the vet office for about 6 hours, you know, just being with her and stuff. And when the time came to put her to sleep, I had to go home. I couldn't be there when they put my dog to sleep, because we got my dog around the time we got her in July of 2004. This was the same time that my grandmother was dying from cancer, and you know she was kind of there to be like, oh, you know, kind of make us, you know, a little less sad about my grandmother passing. And now, you know, my dog dies to the same thing that my grandmother died to, and as a kid, I saw a lot of my grandmother. This is the grandmother on my mother's side. I saw a lot of my grandmother. I would spend like every 3 weekends, or every 2 or 3 weekends of the month at her house, and we would play like checkers, Monopoly when I was a kid, and it was a blast. And you know, I miss her. She's been dead since 2004, so she's been dead for 8 years now. And you know, it seems like just a couple months ago is you know, the last time I saw her. And then, let's say, roughly 2 or 3 years ago, I lost my oldest cousin who was about to go in the military to an OD. Not a purposeful OD. His I'm not going to go into detail, but it was he OD'd because of one of his friends, not because of him. And then we lost my father's mother last year, and my great-grandmother like 3 or 4 years ago. And my Aunt Linda has cancer as well, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. So pretty much everyone other than my dad's mother has died due to cancer. It really sucks. My grandmother died to cancer. My mom's mom. My mom's grandmother died to cancer. My cousin didn't, and my father's mother died. She died in her sleep. But you know, we didn't know if we didn't really pursue it. And the whole purpose of me making this video wasn't really to tell you that, but it's more my dog dying and seeing that, you know, when I come to her room, she's on my bed. When I come out of my room, she's not laying on the end of my parents' bed or pawing up my door to come into my room. It's more of a message to me to think about my life, and that, you know, everyone else should think about theirs. You know, you only get one. You know, whether there's a heaven or hell, reincarnation, whatever you think, no one really knows, because when you die, you have no way to actually tell people what happens. And it's more to say, you know, live life to your fullest. You know, don't hold back. Do that thing that, you know, you wanted to do, and years later tell your grandkids that you had the guts to do it. Like, and this is going to sound kind of corny, for those of you who have seen the first Transformers, excuse me, after Bumblebee has his fight with the one dude that's the cop car, I forget his name, and Sam's like, get in the car, and he says this to fucking Megan Fox, I forget who the fuck she plays, and she goes, no, why should I get in the car, or something, and he goes, years from now, when you're telling your grandkids about this, don't you want to tell them that you have the guts to get in the car? Like that, you know, you basically have to take life by the face and just do things. Like, you know, don't regret not doing something and wondering, you know, well, if I did this, or if I did this differently, what would be the outcome? Like, for instance, with me, you know, she's been sick for 2 weeks, and we should have taken her to the vet at the first sign, but the vet said, you know, even if we brought her in yesterday or 2 weeks ago, the result would have been the same. You know, we would have just known ahead of time, and, you know, it probably would have been a little bit less harder on us, because, you know, she had no way of telling us that she was in pain. And, you know, I got curious the night before last, and I looked up on Google, I'm like, heavy wheezing, loss of energy, blah blah blah, and like some of it was like, oh, you know, she has allergies, or she has a cold and stuff, and, you know, it's like dogs can mask their pain by like wagging their tail and stuff, and try to seem happy, and it just sucks, because none of us, you know, it all took us by surprise. None of us were ready for this. Like I said, she came all the way from Colorado as a puppy. She was going to be 8 in July. Like, you know, she was a relatively, I mean, she was old, but she wasn't old. I mean, like I said, she would have been 8. So, you know, like I said, her dying has basically made me look at my life. And, you know, what am I? I'm 19. I was supposed to go to college last year, but I didn't send my shit in time, so, you know, I have to get on that actually relatively soon. You lay down. And, I mean, I'm trying to make a YouTube career. It's going slow, to say the least. I don't have an actual job. I mean, there's not much right now that's going for me. And, you know, other people can relate, other people can't, it's whatever. And it's more of a like, okay, you know, it's my life. What am I gonna do with it? So, you know, like I said, live it to its fullest. You know, don't regret not doing anything or doing something different. And, you know, always seize that moment, because, you know, there's certain things that only come once in a lifetime. And, you know, just go for it. Like, for instance, fuck, now I want to go do like skydiving. You know, I've always wanted to skydive. Why don't I just do it? You know, and I keep going back to this, but, you know, it just sucks. Losing someone in general sucks, especially, I mean, a family member is hard on everybody, but with a pet, it's harder on some people than it is on others, because it depends on whose pet it was, or, you know, who she came through the most. And, you know, since I was home, I saw her more than my parents. You know, when I was home, she'd be on my bed. If I opened the door, walked down the hallway, she'd be following behind me. If my door was shut, she'd sit there and scratch at my door to come in. And, you know, that doesn't happen anymore. I mean, we do have another dog. It's my brother's dog, and I'm kind of trying to fill the void of my dog with him, and it's not the same. I mean, I have a cat as well, and you know, that cat is my cat, and like she's like a family cat, but she's more my cat. Like she was given to me, and you know, now I'm thinking, okay, you know, what happens when she passes? You know, what am I gonna do? So that is everything pretty much. This is actually like the third or fourth take. I actually I tried to do one last night just to get everything off my chest, and because my dog actually started crying. But that is my gameplay. I go like 71 and 20 or 61 and 20 or something. I poop all over these kids. I'm IC Pedwani, 4 TGN FPS. I'm out of here. Peace.
This video is part of the Way movement, a career path for YouTubers. To learn more, visit tgn.tv.